So tell me instead about let's have a look at Mark's Arrows, Kenneth Branagh's Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
The review's up. Read, peruse, enjoy, mock, pick holes, do what you will. But in summary, the film is as brilliantly loopy as it always was. Mulleted, shirtless, very sexy Ken Branagh Frankenstein, running around, oil wrestling, someone pretending to be Robert De Niro that just had me guffawing with laughter, considering it goes on for about 5 minutes.
I'll be the arbiter of what's sexy around here, Mark.
Well, it's that. Just watch it again. Oops, Ken Branagh's fallen over and oiled himself again. Oops, there goes his other nipple. What? Oh, there goes his hair. Look, I mock, but it is. I think I wrote in the review that I think if Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula was a gloriously loopy redo of the Corman Price Poe type gothic horror, then this is the same kind of gloriously loopy, updated Hammer Technicolor, wants to be lush and romantic. There's some rather hammy performances, shall we say, predominantly by John Cleese's Overbite, which is the scariest thing in this film. But I love it. I think it's absolutely magnificent. For all of that, the fact that it wants to be a hardcore Merchant Ivory doomed period romance. Oh, but there's a fist being thrust through a chest and pulling out a beating heart. You know, it's as brilliantly gonzo as it ever was. The 4K is an interesting one, and it made me question my entire scoring ethos, as it were, to the picture score. Because you watch it and it starts off with the Antarctic and it looks pretty ropey, if I'm honest. Soft, gritty, dirty. It looks really not nice. And it's only gradually it starts to pick up that you start to see some of that good 4K goodness, you know, the real tight detail, the skin tones, textures in the dresses. Oh, but every so often it lurches into a hugely soft. The entire scene where he leases the loft looks almost 720p, let alone 4K. It looks terrible, and the film has these really high highs in terms of picture quality and really low lows. But you go back and you look at the old Blu-ray disc, and it's an absolute revelation. That is horrible in comparison. And so it got me thinking about this. The score for these discs, we shouldn't be scoring the cinematography. We're not scoring the lighting choices, the filter choices that they had, the you know, all that kind of stuff. We're to score, did they capture what was, you know, the image that was put on screen originally? Is that replicated on disc? So I fully expect when this starts to ship and people get it, I expect to be challenged on my score of 8 for the picture, because I think a lot of people will go, that's not an 8. You know, oh, it doesn't look anything like the latest shiny Enormo Buster, you know, with HDR to see in my eyes and blacks to fall into.
It's the best that they can do with what they've got.
I genuinely think it does. And don't get me wrong, there are moments of absolute beauty, but it is, you know, he chooses to shoot it with all kinds of filters on, woozy candle light to give it that old school look. It's never gonna, you know, shred your eyeballs with detail, but I honestly think it was a really lovely upgrade and justified totally the 4K. Excuse me, the rest of it, the same soundtracks they're on previously. They're not surround sound demos by a long way, hugely front focused, and the extras are interesting, but they're all very academic and dry look backs at it. There's virtually nothing from the key creatives. There's absolutely no input from Branagh, no input from any of the actors. I think probably symbolic of the fact that there was a huge amount of controversy at the time it was filmed. Coppola came out and disowned it. Frank Darabont, who co-wrote the script, came out and disowned it. And I think you can tell that in the extras. It's a solid package. It's not one of Arrow's more stacked extra set of supplementals. But all in all, I loved the film. I think the visual upgrade is worth it alone. So it's an absolute 2 thumbs fresh from me for this one.